everyone, welcome back to Wild Honey Farms, and my name is Grayson, and today I'm not really going to be out in the bee yard today. I'm actually just kind of really wanted to discuss what's been going on around here. I haven't really been uploading any update videos for a little bit. My recent one was actually about 2 weeks ago from like right now, and probably won't have another one for a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to get an update here for you guys if you guys don't really know what's going on with the bee yard. And I'm actually on live streams, and that's really where I do my updates. But really, right now, we haven't really been doing much lately with the bees anyway, We've just really been trying to ensure their health and trying to make sure they can get into spring and then, try to start off spring very good. So far, I had 6 hives going to winter. Right now, I do have 1 hive so far, which is, I guess that'd be about 20% survival rate. I really don't know how much of a survival rate that would be. But it's unfortunate that I did lose 5 hives, but all those other 5 hives that, I lost were very, very not strong due to me oversplitting last year. If you guys remember, I did a whole bunch of splits. And a lot of these nukes that you guys saw going into winter, they were not very, very strong at all. And they wouldn't have survived maybe even a week if they were up north, right? Because they're just too small and they weren't strong enough to get through the whole winter. And plus, we had a little bit more of a cold snap earlier this week, going back into like Monday and Tuesday, and then we started warming up, really, really warmed up, and on Wednesday, and today, it's Thursday, it's really warm today too. We've been really doing fine on the bees. It's just, we lost 5 hives throughout our past winter, which is unfortunate, and I wish that we could have done something to help them out, but they were very, very small, and there's a lot of times where, I had no idea that they, either got robbed or mites. I'm sure there's a little bit of mites going on there too, a little bit of starvation too. This time today, I've really just been thinking about it, and I've just been thinking what could have gone wrong through winter. That's what every beekeeper really needs to think about, what went wrong and what they can do to fix it going into this coming up spring. And really what I've been thinking about is really from last year in 2023 and what I should have done different last year that would have helped my bees now, right? There's a lot of things that I did last year that damaged my apiary without me not knowing it, right? Because we were in warm weather at that point. But sometimes that right there, if I do something that harms the bees in the future and I don't know it, and then I get into a point where, it just happens right here, right? That's, one thing I've just been thinking about going back to what I did last year. Really what I did last year was I oversplitted all my bees, right? I was being really unintentional about my splits, I guess you'd kind of say. I always talk about intentional. I really wasn't being intentional last year. That's what I've really been trying to work on, being intentional. Sometimes, I know it's difficult sometimes for beekeepers. I've been through it, being intentional and being proactive. But I think I've been getting a little bit better at being intentional, at least just a little bit. I've been trying my best to be a little bit more intentional. And here soon, like I said, I've been mentioning it for a while. I'm going to be getting 6 nukes here soon. And even though I'm going to be getting these 6 nukes, doesn't mean that I don't need to be worrying about them, right? And, I've been thinking about this. Since, I lost my 5 hives, going into winter, I need to find a better way to be able to keep my bees alive, right? And really, that's what I think every beekeeper who has a down year, that's really what I had last year and this year. I really had a down year. So we're going to try to regroup this year, try to get these 6 nukes that we're going to be getting, and keep this hive over here that's alive, so I won't become bee-less for just a little bit. I want to keep that hive over there. It's one of my best hives. Put some apiary in there, and I'm also feeding a little bit too, and trying to make sure we do anything that we can to keep that hive. And then once we get these nukes, my plan is to really try to make sure they're strong the whole year, right? Going to DERF, because a lot of times last year, when we went into DERF, a lot of the bees weren't strong, and a lot of the bees got robbed out, or there was a bad beetle issue that was very, very bad last year. We had a very, very bad beetle issue. We really need to find a efficient way to solve these beetles. I got a couple different methods that I'm going to be using this year that I'm going to be combating against beetles. That's, I guess, I also have to do that too to be able to keep my bees alive too. And really, that's really just what I've been really doing. I've really been planning what I'm going to be doing for this year, trying to plan better. Because, I guess I didn't plan too well going into winter because a lot of my bees were very, very not strong. I did my best to keep them as strong as I could. I did treat them, going into fall. I also did feed them a good bit. But that also goes back to whenever I oversplit them. Whenever I oversplitted them, they didn't have enough time to lay enough brood, right? Right there going into fall, because I did a couple fall splits too, right? And two of them actually were actually very, very, into fall. I did some fall queens, right? Late season queens. And I guess they just didn't have enough time to lay enough eggs. Of course, there was some brood in winter, but just not a big batch of it, right? And right when we came out of winter, we had a lot of brood. But then, right when we had this cold snap recently, a couple days ago, that killed a lot of our bees, right? And that's just unfortunate that it happened. But this will be something good for me to be able to take in and be able to do better this year. And, sometimes it seems like this is a bad scenario, and it is a bad scenario. But maybe sometimes these scenarios will help you plan better for that next scenario and for the next time whenever you have more bees, right? So that's really just the way I'm kind of taking it in and doing it. I really just wanted to kind of explain what's kind of going on around our apiary and what happened. So that's really what happened. A lot of our bees died due to starvation, and a lot of our bees died due to robbing. And I think really the reason why they got robbed out was because they were very weak, and another hive was able to come in and rob them out, especially probably one of my stronger hives, right? So I'm not going to keep on going on that. That's just what we've really been trying to figure out and really try to plan better for this year, 2024, try to be a better beekeeper. Of course, a lot of beekeepers will say, well, you've been keeping bees 7 years, you got a lot of experience. Yes, I do got a lot of experience, I know a lot about bees, but there's not a bad time to become a better beekeeper, right? I do need to be able to study a little bit more. That's something I do want to do a little bit better. Two, I think that'd be something good also. I've really been trying to study more often. I've just been kind of busy with bees and other things too, which I really haven't had the time. But we will get the time and we'll be able to do that a little bit better too. But overall, I can't say it really was a very, very bad year. I'll say that there was a lot of good moments that we had, in the 2023 season that were good, and a lot of bad too. But we're getting into a new season, so, we can't really talk more about the past, right? And since the past is behind us now, we got to get more into the future. So 2024 will be a good year, I think. I hope it'll be a really good year for everybody's bees, not just mine, but everybody's. Going into spring, which we're kind of already in spring right now. I'm out here in shorts. It's like 60 degrees right now. It's supposed to be 73 for the high today on Thursday. Wednesday, I think next week, the high is going to be like 80. So I know a lot of you guys up north are probably watching this, like 80 degrees. And our lows are going to be like in the mid 50s and the low, and maybe the high 40s too. And that's going to be nice too for our bees too. The bees will like it. But I know for a fact we'll probably have a cold snap before, Easter or, comes, right? Right before Easter, whenever that comes, we'll probably have another cold snap right before April, sometime in April too. Because, it happens every year. It probably will always happen, we'll have a cold snap. So we got to be ready for cold snaps too. But really, that's what's been going on around here. We have one hive remaining. I'm not bee-less, so I'll say that. I'm glad I'm not bee-less. My one hive that is survived is that one actually right there, you see? The blue hive, bees are flying in and out. They have 3 frames of brood in the hive, and along with some eggs and larvae too. And I also put some apiary in there just to try to keep mites down, right? I need to be better at that too. I treat it in fall, and that's what I used to do, right? Treat just in fall, but I'm gonna start trying to treat in summer, spring, and fall. Combine all that and see how that works. And really going into winter this year, I'm really going to try to implement everything I did with that hive over there. So I went back and I thought about it, right? I thought about what I did to that hive back there. You see that blue one that I survived through winter, And I went back and thought about it and said, if I could winter all the bees like this, would they all survive? So that's what we're going to try to do this year. I'm going to try to implement everything I did with that hive. And I'll go through, I'll say what I did with it if you guys are curious. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. So what I did was I fed them 101 sugar water a little bit going into winter. But they are strong. And the year before that, I did the same thing. I fed them in fall. I did feed them a little bit of fondant right before winter too. But then all through winter last year, going from 2022 to 2023, same this year, 2023 to 2024, I fed candy boards all winter long. mostly. And that's what I did with that hive. So I wonder if I did that with all the hives, maybe that may be a good strategy for me to be able to overwinter all my bees, something that would work for me, right? So that's something you always want to think about. Whenever you overwinter one hive that did really good for 2 years, it might work for all your other hives, right? And the reason why I didn't do it all with the other hives was because they were very, very small. That was where my problem was. All my hives were small, and I didn't have enough candy boards, whether it be, 5-frame candy boards or even 10-frame candy boards. That's why this summer and spring, I'm going to be making more candy boards for our bees. I'm actually going to make some better ones this year. I'm going to try to, or we'll try to make some at some point maybe this year and get them ready by winter. And with those 6 nukes, including that one, we'll have about 7 hives. We'll kind of get back to where we started, right? Get right back to where we started and not go down this time, right? And like I said earlier, even though we are getting 6 nukes, doesn't mean that you don't need to do anything about it. Doesn't mean you can't think about, try to have a better management style, right? Maybe there's some different things that you didn't do well on management. There's a lot of things I didn't do good this year on management. And this year, I really just kind of want to do a little bit better at it and try to be a little bit more proactive. I've talked about proactive before, right? You guys see videos on my channel about intentional beekeeping, proactive. And I think everybody really is trying to be proactive and intentional as they can. Sometimes it can be very, very hard to. But those are the 2 things I really do need to do better at. And I know you guys are probably wondering there, if you had this situation, you really wouldn't be trying to, tell it or try to give your honest take on what happened. Everything I said was honest, And so a lot of times beekeepers are nervous to do that. A lot of times beekeepers are nervous to say that, I lost a lot of my hives this year, and just kind of something like that. Sometimes people and beekeepers don't really like to do that. They just like to kind of hide everything, I really don't like to hide anything from you guys. I kind of feel better if I just say it and let you guys know really what's going on. And really the only reason why I'm doing this video is just so you guys can really know what's going on in our apiary and what our plan is to do in 2024 is really to be better, right? To try to take care of our bees better, try to manage them a little bit better, try to keep them strong all year long. And really, I never really did that last year. Last year, I split too much. I never really focused on keeping them strong. I never really focused on the winter ahead. And that was the problem. That was the whole problem, along with beetles too. So real quick, we'll just go over it again. 2024, what are our goals to be a better beekeeper? What are our goals to try to accomplish this year? Number 1, try to manage our bees better. Number 2, try to control beetles better. Number 3, mites a little bit better. Try to treat them all year long, because last year I only treated them in fall. Probably better if I did it in spring, summer, and fall. We're going to try to do that this year too. And we're also going to try our best to keep our hives strong all year long and not oversplit them unless if they need to be split. And if they do need to be split, I'm going to be doing like 5-frame splits from now on. Because last year I did like 2-frame splits and they did not good at all. They didn't do good. And, other than that, that's really what we're going to be trying to do this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I know I kind of went on for a long time. But that's really what's going on around here. Today, the high's like 73, so the bees will be good this year, on today for, temperature-wise. And we just got to be on the watch for cold snaps coming up. We'll be getting 6 nukes here, and we're going to put them all back here on our apiary. We figured we may put 1 or 2 at our river place that we have, and we just decided that we'd probably just put all of them here to try to boost up our apiary here, and then maybe next year going into 2025 we'll put a couple down at our river place that I've mentioned a couple times that I try to do. But overall, that's really what's going on here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I do got a couple things to say. Please go on and click the thumbs up on our videos. It helps us a lot. Go on and go to our videos and watch them and click the thumbs up video. Or if you are new here, go on and subscribe to the channel. We really do appreciate it. We are about 50-ish subscribers. Actually, we're about I can't really say exactly. We're not far away from hitting 1,500 subscribers. We're not that far away. We're almost 50 subscribers away. I really think we're like 65 subscribers away. I have 1,435. So go on and subscribe if you're new, basically. And we do have memberships if you guys really want to support the channel even more. You know, we have 3 new levels. I actually recently created a new level that's a little bit more smaller, and that just gives you a couple different things so that you can support the channel. And also, I did also want to mention, today it is Thursday, like I mentioned a couple times in this video, and tomorrow is Friday. So I really don't know when this video is really going to be uploaded. This video may be uploaded Friday, or it may be uploaded tonight, Thursday night, around like 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So who knows when it'll be uploaded, or it may be uploaded next week. It just depends on what time I have to edit this video. But tomorrow night at Friday, I really don't know the time specifically yet, either 6 or 7 p.m. Or Eastern time, so somewhere around there. I'll be live with Rainier. If you don't know who he is, he's a younger beekeeper, a little bit older than me, and he has a YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description below, and that'll be fun, a good little live chat. Sometimes I'll, join other people's live streams, and I really do enjoy it. It's a really good place to share information, not just for me to share information, but really for me to be able to listen to, really, you know what I mean? And so we'll be doing that too. We'll be joining his live. He usually does it around on Friday nights sometimes, I really don't know exactly what time. I'll link it in the description below, and you'll see what time it is. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Go and click the thumbs up, and we'll catch you guys on the next beekeeping video. Take care, everyone.